In 1492, 3 ships led by Christopher Columbus sailed west from Spain, seeking a new route to Asia, but instead encountering a world unknown to Europeans. This voyage sparked a collision of civilizations, forever altering the course of history and connecting continents that had evolved apart for millennia. The arrival of Europeans in the Americas marked a turning point, one of connection, conflict, and transformation on a global scale. Such moments of upheaval and creativity have shaped our modern world, from the studios of artists to the cries of revolutionaries. Join us as we explore 5 pivotal events that changed humanity, tracing the forces they unleashed and the legacies they left behind. This is the story of how we became who we are, a story of transformation written across the globe. 1492. The Atlantic stretches before Columbus's fleet. At last, a lookout cries, "Tierra!" Not Asia, but the Bahamas, home to the Taino people. For the Taino, the arrival of Europeans was astonishing. For Columbus, it was the start of a new era. This was not a discovery, but a world-altering encounter. The first exchanges were cautious, trinkets for gold. But the most devastating exchange was invisible: diseases like smallpox, which decimated indigenous populations. The Columbian Exchange transformed diets and economies worldwide. Yet the benefits were unequal. While Europe gained wealth, the Americas suffered loss and destruction. This single voyage set in motion the forces of globalization that define our world today. The legacy is complex, a story of innovation and sorrow. The encounter between hemispheres reshaped the destiny of our species. The world would never be the same. As explorers charted new worlds, a quieter revolution unfolded in Europe, the Renaissance. In Italy, thinkers and artists rediscovered the wisdom of Greece and Rome, sparking a rebirth of art, science, and human potential. Humanism placed people, not dogma, at the center, celebrating creativity and achievement. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo redefined what was possible, capturing the complexity of the human spirit in works like the Mona Lisa and David. The Renaissance was more than art. It was a shift in consciousness, a belief in progress and inquiry. Scientific pioneers like Copernicus and Galileo challenged old certainties, placing the sun at the center of the universe and humanity in a vast, mysterious cosmos. Gutenberg's printing press spread these ideas far and wide, democratizing knowledge and fueling a hunger for learning. The Renaissance laid the foundations for the modern world, questioning authority, seeking truth, and celebrating the individual. It was a rebirth of wonder, teaching us to see the world with new eyes. The spirit of inquiry and creativity would echo through the centuries. The Renaissance was not just a period, but a revolution of the mind. It changed how we see ourselves and what we might become. The world was opening, and so were our imaginations. In the early 1500s, the Catholic Church dominated European life, but beneath its authority, discontent simmered. Martin Luther, a German monk, challenged the Church's corruption, especially the sale of indulgences. In 1517, Luther's 95 Theses sparked a wildfire of debate, amplified by the printing press. His radical ideas, salvation by faith alone and Scripture as the sole authority, empowered ordinary people to question tradition. Luther's defiance at the Diet of Worms inspired a movement, the Reformation. Protected by sympathetic princes, Luther's ideas spread, fracturing Europe into rival faiths: Lutheran, Calvinist, Anglican. The unity of Christendom shattered, leading to decades of religious wars and political upheaval. The Reformation weakened the papacy, strengthened nation-states, and encouraged literacy and critical thinking. It was a painful schism, but it paved the way for a more diverse modern Europe. The relationship between individual, state, and faith was forever changed. The Reformation's legacy is one of questioning, reform, and the enduring power of conscience. A new era had begun. By the 1700s, 13 British colonies lined North America's coast, loyal but restless under British rule. War debts led Britain to tax the colonies, sparking outrage over taxation without representation. Protests escalated, boycotts, the Boston Massacre and the Boston Tea Party. Britain's harsh response united the colonies, leading to the First Continental Congress. In 1775, shots at Lexington and Concord ignited the American Revolution. The call for independence grew, fueled by Thomas Paine's common sense. On July 4, 1776, the Declaration of Independence proclaimed a radical vision: All men are created equal, with rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Against the odds, the Continental Army, led by George Washington and aided by France, secured victory at Yorktown. The 1783 Treaty of Paris recognized the United States as an independent nation. The American Revolution was the first to turn Enlightenment ideals into reality, inspiring movements worldwide. It proved that government could be built on popular sovereignty and individual liberty. The American experiment had begun reshaping the world's political landscape. The revolution's echoes would inspire generations to come. A new republic was born, and with it a new idea of freedom. The world was watching. As America found its footing, France teetered on the brink of revolution. In 1789, social inequality and economic crisis fueled anger against the monarchy and privileged elites. The Third Estate, representing the vast majority, broke away to form the National Assembly, demanding a new constitution. The storming of the Bastille became a symbol of the people's power. The Declaration of the Rights of Man proclaimed liberty, equality, and fraternity as universal rights. The revolution turned radical, monarchy abolished, King Louis XVI executed, and Europe thrown into turmoil. The Reign of Terror, led by Robespierre, saw thousands executed in the name of revolutionary purity. Eventually, the revolution devoured its own leaders, and chaos gave way to Napoleon's rise. Though Napoleon crowned himself emperor, he preserved many revolutionary reforms. The French Revolution destroyed the old order and advanced democracy and nationalism. Its ideals spread across Europe and beyond, shaping the modern world. The revolution's legacy is one of hope and warning, of the power and peril of popular uprising, liberty, equality, fraternity, a promise and a challenge for every generation. The world would never be the same. Columbus's voyage, Leonardo's art, Luther's defiance, Jefferson's declaration, the storming of the Bastille. These are more than stories. They are turning points that shaped our world, unleashing forces of discovery, faith, liberty, and nationhood. Each event tore down an old order and built something new. Their aftershocks still felt today. They remind us that history is made by courage, vision, and the willingness to challenge the status quo. The tapestry of human history is still being woven by us. The next chapter is ours to write.